en el centro también contra este proyecto Marco, porque no tenemos suficiente información sobre este proyecto. Nos falta mucho. Nosotros estamos escuchando a la gente y qué necesitamos. Y como un centro de partidos aquí en el centro, ese no es. Es como la elevación de las condiciones en los barrios alrededor de la ciudad de San Antonio.
¿Crees que es una pérdida de dinero todo esto? ¿Van a desperdiciar todo el dinero?
Sí, claro que sí. Nosotros creemos que el lugar en que nosotros necesitamos enfocar todos el dinero y también todo lo que tenemos en la ciudad es en el pueblo. Ellos muriendo aquí en los barrios por las inundaciones hace como unos 4 semanas. Y también, mira, las condiciones de los barrios. Eso es donde vive la gente de San Antonio. Niños caminando en este lugar con perritos afuera. Todo esto. La gente de edad están en sus casas con miedo a salir. Por eso, no. Nosotros creemos que son los necesidades. Sí, parece simplemente es con unos pocos en el centro y la mayoría son los ricos.
Anything else?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right, let's come together here.
Awesome. Y'all come on over here.
Come on over. We gotta get out of here. It's getting a little warm.
My chocolate's melting.
Good job. All right, let's get a circle going here so we can evaluate. Come on.
You are right up there. You're right.
Thank you, Mija.
All right. Let's get a shape of a circle here so we can evaluate.
Ten cuidado con eso.
Yeah, we maybe should move over there. We're gonna
All
walk
right,
over.
let's go over here. It's more shade.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Who's trash can?
Yeah, it's trash. Somebody brought us trash.
This is the medical deductible waiting to happen.
I know, seriously. This is so cool.
But I was like, you get in here. It's always so good to see you.
I always tell people that I'm Irish by ethnicity, but I'm Mexican by weight.
How did we do? Ken, what are your thoughts? How did we do?
I thought it was good to get this energy out right after that yesterday release. The numbers are one thing. Your narrative about that sneakers energy is what we want to hear. That's the part that we're not.
pass next week. We're trying to react to some of this, and we need to keep that up.
All right, I want to end this because it's hot, but if you're really serious about this, and you want to keep it professional, then you all will go into those offices right now. Isaiah's going to lead some folks in there, and you let him know that we're here and we're not stopping. Stop it, okay? And then we're going to go out, and we're going to do this night break. That's going to be our strategic power in all of this, okay? And it's going to be. We got it tonight. Okay, good job, everyone. Go in that hall if you can. Let them have it. All right. Here you go.
Yes, without my face.
Yes, of course.
Just the side. We already understand. Yeah. Do you want the other side? I always do similar sides.
Yes, of course.
They want to do an interview with you. There's a presence here.
Thank you.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, I know.
We're good to go. We said, yeah. Like, okay, come on, I gotta go. That's why I was gonna bring my name down. So I was like, okay. I thought we were gonna take that.
May I get a picture of your
Oh, I should head out with it.
Oh, let me take that.
Well, I'm going to put together a little bit of a routine for the next 2-3 weeks.
That's 50 years. 50 years. 50 years. Thank you. Uh-huh.
To take the one variance that they had designated, immediately following the announcement, and then they cancel it. Where not a single voice will be heard, other than the council members talking with each other, is an incident, because we have a right to respond to this report. This PR report that they're using as an independent economic analysis. This is not. And so we have a right to respond. And the fact that they've taken that right from us. So we are going to be meeting with them. I guess it's an RSVP. 508 Center. Okay, thanks. See you. Okay, bye, Mr. Hammond. Okay.
district is not an independent analysis anymore. And if our city elected officials are going to commit $4.5 million in public funds towards this, then they should want to be very critical and discerning about what, no kidding, economic benefit and all of the ramifications. That's not yes, beyond transparency, absolutely. And the transparency move the meeting to those are the kinds of things that we all.
Okay. Right here is perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine right there, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit you with the light, okay? Just please don't look into it.
Okay.
I'm sure you're not new to this, but you'll just look at me the entire time. Some people want to look directly into the camera. I don't really know. That's not my first, my natural.
Yeah, but are you getting my good side?
Yes. And then Jared lights you up. It may seem like a lot, but it always comes out.
As I'm glistening in this, right? Right. Oh my God.
Too bad the weather wasn't on all of our
I
sides.
know.
It's extra hot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Ready? Jared's a perfectionist. He's the best.
Yeah, let's wait for the motorcycle to go by.
That too. Every time we do a live shot, someone, you know those little, what is it, the four-wheeler? Someone's always coming through. Music turned up as loud as they possibly can.
Can I get a mic test?
Yeah, mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rolling.
Okay. So could you spell your first and last name for me, please?
Yes, it's Beverly, Beverley, McClure, McClure.
And what would your official title be?
I am a COPS Metro leader from St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church, and St. Francis is a member institution of COPS Metro.
So for people who missed out on you guys' conference today, what was the gist of it? What were you trying to get across?
Well, we were trying to get out in front and get our voices out, because yesterday there was this, report, breaking news, that an economic impact analysis was done that showed, $18 billion over, 30 years. And then this actually, we had been asking, both for the city of San Antonio and the Spurs, specifically Mr. Holt and Perez, we have been asking for an independent look. If you're going to be asking for this much money, on what basis is this going to be good for our community? Particularly, our point is, we know that there's about $5 billion of unmet infrastructure needs. And our point on this is if the city and our elected officials put as much energy and time and power into addressing some of our infrastructure needs as they have on this sports and entertainment center, imagine the progress that we could make. So I think it's about priorities. What do we value as a city? And it's also about this study is really nothing more than a really slick PR campaign. It's well done. If what you want is something to prove, rah, let's go with this, man, they did a great job. On the other hand, if before you commit these kinds of public funds, and I don't care where the tax dollars come from, before you commit them, you want to really dig in, scrutinize, look for independent review of what it's going to give you, you would not accept this as a check the box for your due diligence. I think the other piece of this, and I've lived in San Antonio most of my life, so we have a history of getting all excited about these projects, okay? They all come with these studies and glowing remarks about what it could mean for the city. Hemisphere, okay? The Alamo Dome. the AT&T Center, and now this. And in all of these, there's promise of economic development. There's promise of jobs and wages and all of that. And if you look at our history, it's not realized. So we have got to use our voices to say, slow this train down. What is the sense of urgency? I don't understand if this is something that's really going to have an financial economic impact for 30 years, we can't wait to dig into the devil in the detail to understand what it's going to give us.
So tell me a little bit about, and we talked a little bit about it before, this study. You called it glowing, but that it doesn't necessarily dig into what you just described as the devil. Can you tell me a little about that?
Yeah, as I looked at it, there were definitely some things missing. Now, first of all, the company that did the study has something to be gained from Project Marvel going forward. And, if I can read it to you, I think it's pretty telling. Their last line in the delivery of the report to the city said, we look forward to contributing to the next phases of project development and implementation. Okay, so they have something to be gained. So it lacks objectivity to make it a real legitimate report. The other thing that you notice when you're reading it is there's no detail about the basis, the source for some of their projections. So it appears that they're like hypothetical. If we got this many people to come, we could get this. Again, not an independent analysis. And as we've talked with other economists, professors that specialize in this, one of the things that they say is that these projects, particularly if they're funded from public dollars, almost 9 out of 10 don't pay off. One of the things that we heard from some of the professors on this when they looked at the report was there's no mention of sort of offsetting negative impacts, if you will. No mention of any possible negative impacts, such as, we've got people that are going to go over here. They would have gone to this part of town, so they're not spending here, they're spending here, right? So that's one. They're just some of the trends that are out there with the success of these kinds of projects. And the other thing I would say is, while I understand the convention center, the expansion of that, convention centers are being expanded in Austin, Dallas, and Houston. So did the numbers projected take into consideration that, do we think we're going to get all that new business? So those are just some examples.
And is there any scenario that you think that if the city were to take your guys' concern to heart and genuinely reconsider what Project Marvel looks like, that it could possibly work?
Well, I think, focusing particularly on the Spurs Arena, the fourth Spurs Arena for our city. And believe me, we love our Spurs. That's not the issue. But if you were to look at this report, as glowing as it is, to me, private money, investors should be flocking. There should be no reason to use public funds, okay? So that's one thing, if you take that off the table, all right, that's one thing that we're very adamant about. The other aspects of this is where we want to spend our dollars, and with all the needs that we have, I mean, the fact that we just had, 13 people die from flooding, and that infrastructure need had been identified years ago. Where was the wherewithal, the energy, the will to try to address those needs? Maybe those people would not have died.
And so COPS Metro would rather see those dollars go towards putting a preventative measure in place to see that we don't have that happening again.
Exactly. There are addressing, we would like to see a bond, a $5 billion bond that addresses the known infrastructure needs that would then be affected and would apply to the needs throughout San Antonio, not just that district.
And what is the next step for you guys in your advocacy efforts to get the city to just listen?
Yeah, well, one is we want to make it clear that if they do choose to, either way, if it's going to go on a ballot, we are collecting signatures as we speak of people who say no to using tax funds for particularly for private benefit. And so we will present those signatures, and I guess if they choose to still put it on the ballot right now, chances are it probably won't pass. People are not really happy with this, is what I've found. The other is to have conversations. We have a meeting with the mayor and then meeting individually with our city council members.
Are you hopeful for those meetings and how they'll turn out?
I am hopeful for them. I am hopeful that this might slow things down, because really what we're after is transparency, an independent analysis. We've been asking for it and just not seeing it.
And is there anything else that you want to add or emphasize that I haven't already asked you?
Let me see if there's anything else. No, I think that's good.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Beverly.
All right,
It was
thank
nice
you.